Hi, so today I'm working on day 4 of my December daily, and I have this little tiny hexagon booklet that I'm going to add some photos to. And then I also have this 4x6 photo of my niece taking pretend photos with the play camera of my husband shoveling the snow, which is super adorable. She was watching Auntie work on December daily, and so she wanted to try too. So I'm going to go back over here for a second. So I've already brought my photos on. You can see over here in this layer here that I've got my hexagons and then I've got my 3 photos. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my 3 photos, resize them so that they are the size of my hexagons. Make sure that they're covering the whole thing. I had a little bit of the bottom peeking out there. And then I'm just going to reorder them so that it's closest to the one I'm going to clip it to. Now to clip, you just need to press Alt with your cursor between the 2 layers and it'll turn into those 2 little circles, a black circle and a white circle. And you click that and it'll clip right on top. Then I'm going to take this one up here and do the same. I'm going to clip that guy. Now let's just see. It doesn't quite reach. I'm going to have to make it slightly bigger, just so that it fills up the whole thing. And then I'm going to line it up again with, I want it on the other group. So I'll click that. And then for this last one, I want it to go here in this one, but I don't want all of it. So I'm just going to hide it for a second. So to hide it, you just click the eyeball beside it. And I'm going to take this, I'll do a white box. I'm going to create a box with the inside edge of what I want right here. So this is the edge that I want for it. Now I'm going to put that photo on top of the box and I'm going to clip those 2 things together. So now the photo is clipped to the box, but it's not clipped to the hexagon yet. But watch this. If I select the 2 layers and then hit merge layers, they not only merge together, but because they were already nesting, they'll nest with this one. And so now all 3 of those things are nesting on top of the hexagons, which is just a really easy peasy way of getting that all together. So now I've got this, I'm going to print it off again and I'm going to glue it back to back so that I have a little bit of room for journaling and embellishments on it. And I'm also going to print my 4x6 and hop them over into my album. All right, so I've got my hexagons printed and I cut them out just around. If you're wondering, I printed them with a stroke. I just used the stroke tool in Photoshop so that I would have a line to follow. And then I've got my photograph. So here's what I've got for 4. I have this cool, and this might be really hard to see, I'm just realizing. I'll maybe just grab a quick piece of paper and put it behind. So what I did with this one is I fused the hexagons, but in a different way than everybody else was fusing the hexagons. Everyone else was nesting them together, and I set them the points touching so that this bottom creates a star. I'll try to get a really good photograph of it so you can kind of see how that looks. So there's a half a hexagon on each side, and then a little bit of the hexagon that creates the pocket that this little hexagon booklet is going to go into. And so now I'm just going to put this booklet together, and I've got it back to back, and something weird happened with this one. This was just the test one anyways. So I'm going to glue this one together and fold it. I probably could have printed it double-sided. That might have made some good sense. And then I'll add my journaling there, and then it'll go inside that little pocket. And this one can just go straight in for now. I don't think I'm going to be doing much embellishing on that one. And then I have on this side, I have those circles that I'm going to be trying to match on the back from yesterday's. So I'm just going to kind of nudge that up there a bit so that I can get these together. Now I was thinking I would try to offset this by 1 so that I would have a little bit extra on each one. So I'm not going to glue them with all 3 back to back. I'm going to glue them with 2 back to back. And I have an idea. I'm going to have to do a little bit of trimming because I wasn't particularly careful when I cut these out. So let's just see here. Oh, it's actually not that bad. maybe a little bit right there. Good. Okay, now comes the really hard part, and that's the folding. I suppose after I'm done folding this, I might have to do more trimming anyways. Now, because I printed this on cardstock, it's kind of thick-ish. I'm going to trim that a little bit. So I don't want to put anything, to make sure it still fits. Yeah, it still nests into there really well. So I don't want to put anything on this that's going to give it more weight. I only want to make sure that I am, oh, and I've just noticed a problem. It is possible, as I add my journaling, we'll see what happens here. So for this final one here, I'm just going to put a sticker on, and I'm choosing to do a sticker pattern because these stickers aren't going to add a lot of bulk to it. They're just going to be quite thin and let it easily still slip into that pocket. So that's what the little booklet ends up looking like. I think I might look for, I have one here, I know. A little gold star. Okay, so there's the little booklet, both sides of it, and it's just going to easily tuck into this little pocket here. So I don't have much left to do. I'm gonna get rid of that, except for decoration. So I have to get the backs of these, and I have two tiny little pockets to fill something in. And now that I know what the day has, I didn't fill them in advance because I wanted to wait and see what the day was like. But now that I know that the day is so snowy, I'm gonna use these little snowflake stickers. And because they're stickers, I'm just gonna stick them on top. I'm not even going to worry about putting them inside and fusing it closed or anything like that, because they're just going to kind of shine through no matter what. So that's what I'm going to do there. A couple on that side, one on that side. And now I'm going to get these little circles done. So I'm just going to pull that out and see what I can add here. Now it's a little tricky because this side is very black and white and gold, and I don't necessarily want to add in a lot of color, although the booklet has the pink and the red in it. Don't have a lot of bright pink Christmas supplies, so I think we might have to stick with the black and white idea. I did pull this out because I was wondering if the green would work, but I'm not thinking that that's going to be a good fit here for today. So I think I'm going to try to stick with the black and white theme of it and do that instead. So all I'm going to use is I have a 1-inch circle punch here. This is EK brand, and I'm going to just look through my papers and stickers and what have you over here. I think I'm going to use a few more of these little black and white stickers, but I'm probably going to stick them on some paper before I punch them out. And I'm realizing here that I did not really pull any black and white papers either. I know I have this though. Can I get a good snowflake or star? Not really, it's not a great fit. Okay, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna look for some black and white. All right, so all that is left is for me to slide this back in, and I'm really struggling to do it in the album here. So I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna slide that in. Now I ended up mixing quite a bit of metal colors here. So I have some things that are rose gold tint and some things that are gold tint. And honestly, usually stuff like that really kind of gets me. But when it's December daily, it doesn't bother me so much. Which is really funny. Like if this was a Project Life layout, I probably would not be able to leave it. And I would have to fix it and get it all matching. But because it's December daily, and maybe it's because I know that the month gets busy and there's lots to do and there's no point in sweating the small stuff, but for some reason I just don't even come close to sweating the small stuff as much in December as I do at other times of the year. So there we go. I've got this and I've got that. And at one point I was kind of thinking maybe I would add something on top of here, but I really don't think I need to. It's got a really good amount of embellishment. It's actually very embellished across both sides. If you look at all the tiny little bits and pieces, lots of little bits here and here and here, and then this pulls out and opens. So I think I'm just gonna leave that. I've got my stories written down in here, and I'm gonna be happy with that. So thanks for joining me for day 4. I hope you enjoyed that little look onto my Photoshop process. If you have any questions, just shoot me a comment down below and I'd be happy to answer anything you think of. Thanks, see you tomorrow.